trickle down. So it's just about getting back to their game, and it's not like a one man show here. It's a collective effort. Just get back to what you're doing. And I I couldn't tell you what they've changed other than they've just sort of lost their way. Um,
Yeah.
I've seen fans call for for Ryan Helsley to be removed from the closer role. I don't think you can judge a team based off a 9 game or a 10 game stretch. It's just they're sort of lost their way, and it's up to Marmal and Arenado and the leaders of the clubhouse to sort of get them back to it. Um, uh, you know, I'm curious to know your thoughts on the Helsley situation. Is it just a slump, or is this who he is now?
I mean, like you mentioned, I really am not going to judge him off just a week or two of a span. I think that he's been really important to this team over the last couple years. I think that he's become predictable. And I don't want to say that in terms of that does not make him one of the best closers in the game. I just think that it was a little bit more easier for him when he first got into this position to kind of electrify things, kind of rely on that, triple digit, fastball and only mix in the different pitches of the arsenal a few times when it was needed. But I think that, hitters are becoming more acquainted to the 100-mile-per-hour fastball now. It's something that, 5, 10 years ago, you're like, okay, that's crazy. Now you're kind of seeing it more often. And now it's, batters are preparing for those things more. They're seeing it more often. So now they know how to approach it differently. So I don't want to say Helsley is not great or elite. I still think that he's, one of the best closers in the game. I think he's still a vital part for this team. I just think he's become a little bit predictable, and now it's time to, divert and kind of grow a little bit of different things in your arsenal. That fastball is still going to be your thing. It's still going to be needed, and it's still going to be lethal. But how do you then move forward in the game plan when it isn't working? I think that's something that he has not been able to establish really well. When that fastball isn't connecting, how do you have a plan B or a plan C to move forward greatly? So I think that's a big portion for him, and I think it's a big portion for this team. You mentioned Marmo. I think Ollie's a great manager, but I see when times get rough, he doesn't have a backup plan, or he doesn't know how to maneuver or adjust when that original plan doesn't go his way. And so those times are going to be tested strongly for him over the next 3 weeks. How does he adapt when he needs to adjust really strongly? So I think that this is going to be a time where the heart and the value and the strength of this team showing what they can produce for the rest of the season is going to be tested over the next 2 or 3 weeks.